This is a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. One of 3 stimulus check updates with great news about a major new loan and grant, that's grant program announced today. You're not going to hear it anywhere else but this channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And we'll be getting also to some of your second stimulus check questions shortly. But first, the really great news. A major new grant and loan portal was opened today that hasn't been really getting a lot of news coverage, and we have the details for you. How much is it and where is it? It's $175 million announced today by Google and its parent company Alphabet. It's announced by CEO Sundar Pichai, and it is both a grant and loan process. It is structured as following. It will be a $175 million economic opportunity package that'll go towards supporting Black business owners, startup founders, job seekers, and developers. How will it be broken down? So $50 million will go towards financing and grants. That's grants. That's not repayable money. That's grants for small businesses focused on the Black community. $100 million will go towards funding in Black-led capital firms. That means basically venture finance firms, startups, which can be you, and organizations supporting Black entrepreneurs, including increased investments in Plexo. I want you to get a pen and paper and write that down. Plexo Capital. That's Plexo Capital. And non-dilutive funding to Black founders in the Google for Startups. That's Google for Startups network. The rest will go towards skill training, increased representation for developing ecosystems. This is really great news. It's a lot of money. It's grant money, and it's there for you to get if you qualify. Pichai described it in a news statement issued just minutes ago, so this is really hot breaking news. Over the past several weeks, violent and racist attacks against the Black community have focused the world to reckon for the structural and systematic racism that Black people have experienced over generations. My own search for answers started within our own walls. So this is a lot of money, and it's great news. If you didn't hear it, it's added on top of what was announced last week. Last week, YouTube announced $100 million of fund to amplify Black creators and artists. So it's a lot of money. If you don't know, there are several major loan and grant systems now live that put money in your pocket, and this is really great news. To recap, you currently have the EIDL grant, the EIDL loan, the PPP loan, the Main Street lending loan, this one which I just described to you, and PUA and unemployment assistance. Coming up later today, LALATE is going to detail 2 other second stimulus package details that you need to watch. It's really great news. We're going to have an update about PUA and unemployment assistance because a lot of you have asked, and this is really great news, that if you go back to work and then you're either furloughed or let go, can you then go back onto PUA, and how easy is it? A lot of viewers have been sending me private messages in the last 24 hours. Just minutes ago, someone asked me about he got approved for $137 per week in Florida. He says, do I get $600 on top of that? So it's really great news. He does, and I'll go over that in the second video about second stimulus package shortly. If you don't know where we are on the second stimulus package, is the following. Members of Congress are not in session in total regards. They're doing Zoom chats. And today, Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, reassured Americans that he will provide additional grants or loan lending on top of the Main Street lending program if warranted. He was specifically asked that question. This is really great news. He's basically saying that he will look at unemployment, which is a really big issue. And if unemployment needs additional Fed funding in your pocket, he will give it. Understand, this is different. This is different than the $1,200 second stimulus check that we're all talking about. This is on top of that, additional money for you. If you don't recall, we've been detailing over the last week that the second stimulus package proposes to give a $1,200 stimulus check to you, and it could come as early as July. Hasn't been approved, but that's the proposal. Both sides want it. The Republicans want it, the Democrats want it, and the White House want it. But on top of that, there's all this other money that is very exciting. There's PUA, which is money that goes in your pocket. You don't have to repay. There's unemployment benefits. You either get one or the other. There's the EIDL grant that you don't have to repay. It's all this money for you. So if you have questions about that, stay with us later because we will be going over the EIDL grant and loan and how that money it could be yours in addition to PUA and how you can reactivate PUA at any time when the pandemic gets worse, and also more about the Main Street lending program. Roanne O'Dowell says, I just want to know that I get all my news about these loans and grants and things and second stimulus only from you. I pay no attention to anyone else, not even the news. I don't have time to get the BS. I get the straight facts here, and I love you so much. Well, thank you so much. Brandon, I applied yesterday and got the money. Yes. If you're new to this channel, people who applied for the EIDL grant, this is from the SBA, got $1,000 per employee yesterday within 24 hours of applying. Can you imagine? We're all sitting back and wondering about a second stimulus check coming in July. But at grant, which is the same as a second stimulus check, you don't have to repay it, they're getting a $1,000 check or $1,000 per employee within 24 hours. If you don't understand how that works, click the link above. We will drop in the link. It's for the grant, the EIDL grant. Just Cruising Mom, thank you for appreciation of your videos. We love you, Cloud Cleaning. I received my grant on advice on what I should use for it. The grant money is yours. It's just like the second stimulus check that you got back in March or April, and the other second stimulus check that will be coming in July. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for. You're fabulous, LALATE, Political Lil. Well, thank you so much. Servant of the God. I love your info. Well, thank you. Sammy Khan, thank you so much. I applied for the EIDL Monday. The same day I found out through your channel, I just got $1,000 in my account. Can you see? So all these viewers that are wonderful viewers understand the importance of our second stimulus package updates. For the EIDL grant, they applied on Monday when the portal opened from SBA that administers the EIDL grant and loan. They went and applied. They first watched our video on how to fill it out. I'll drop in the links above. They understood how to apply for the program, and they understood it's a grant. We didn't know how fast it was going to pay, and so they applied, and within 24 hours they got $1,000 in their bank account. This is second stimulus like you've never seen. This is a second stimulus package that moves lightning speed. It's not being routed from Washington in a check in the mail. It's going right into your bank account. So Sammy Rovellano, I answered your question earlier. Libby Andrews, is the Main Street lending program up to $250,000 collateralizing? What is the interest rate? The interest rate, I believe, is LIBOR plus 350. If you don't know what that is, ask your lender because it's a flexible interest rate, so it does move. It's not like other loans, like the EIDL loan that is fixed. It moves, and it's collateralized. So how it's collateralized will be in the terms and conditions. 700 Club. If I'm self-employed and get unemployment, and file unemployment, do I have to pay taxes on it? Yes. So unemployment benefits that you receive as part of a second stimulus package, whether it's unemployment assistance from your state or pandemic unemployment assistance called PUA, you have to pay taxes on that next year. Now, let me go over one nuance of this, and this is really good news and very important for you to pay attention. When you go to your portal for your state to get your unemployment assistance and or pandemic unemployment assistance, it will ask you each week, do you want taxes to be taken out? It'll ask you for that week, do you want taxes to be taken out? If you say yes, then the amount will be reduced by the calculated amount that is owed for taxes. If you say no, then it'll pay you the full amount. And so the next year, you have to pay taxes when you prepare your tax return. What I advise viewers of this channel is the following. Do one and keep a record that you did it that way and do it the same way all the time. Why? Because when you go to pay your taxes next year and you have to figure out, wait, did I ask to have taxes taken out of unemployment assistance? Or did I just say, no, I don't want it taken out? Well, you need to remember what you did. And if you keep on switching it, you're going to make yourself very confused. So just make a note to yourself. I would recommend not taking it out for taxes. And then next year, when you prepare your tax return, have some extra money on the side ready because you're going to have to pay taxes on it. Have that money ready to then pay the taxes on it then. It's easier accounting so long as you make a note to yourself. And don't forget that that's what you did. John Brossard, do you think the EIDL loan will become forgiven? No. If you don't know, the EIDL grant is yours. The PPP loan is forgiven. PUA is yours. Unemployment assistance is yours. But the loans, these loan instruments like the EIDL loan, the Main Street Lending Program loan, they aren't forgiven. Jay's right. I think you're right, what you've been saying from different sources. I don't think we're going to get the unemployment to $600. I think we'll get the hazard pay, but I was told I will get $2,000, not $1,200. Can you go over that? Yes. So the second stimulus packages are proposals. The current proposal is $1,200. There have been one check coming to you in July. I don't think that's enough money. I don't think it's going to cut it. I don't think anyone in their right mind thinks $1,200 as a single check is going to cut it. It's just not. There were other proposals. One of them was $2,000 per month, at least 6 months, and until interest and unemployment increases. I don't think that's going to get approved either. I think $12,000 is too much. So I think there's somewhere else that it may go. I also think that this may not be the final stimulus package, and a lot of you have asked me that. This is called the fourth phase, this second stimulus package. We call it second stimulus package. That's really the fourth phase. But I think they're trying to get this one right so that if there is another one, I think there will be another one, it would be later in early winter or late fall. Derek, great video. But the $600 extension has not been signed into law. Is it a proposal? It's a proposal. If you don't know, the federal government is giving you $600 per week on top of your normal weekly unemployment assistance, which is about $130 per week, for weeks where you're impacted by COVID-19 from March to July. After July, it's no longer there unless it's passed by a new act of Congress. Mimi McSwain asked exactly the question that I want to answer, and that's the same one I got as a private message on IG. So I'm confused with PUA in the state of Florida. It says I'm offered $145 a week in PUA. I thought it was a flat $600. No, Mimi. So you're given first your minimum benefits per week from your state. Every state's minimum benefits are different. They're generally about $135 to $167, depending on your state. You can Google it. So your state will pay you the minimum benefits per week to start, $135 to 160, 170 per week. On top of that, you'll get $600 from the federal government. So the minimum you will get is about $700 per week. So it's the 130, 140 per week from your state, with $600 on top of that from the federal government from the weeks March to July, retroactive, and all the way up to July. If you're impacted all those weeks, you have to certify for all those weeks. After July, it disappears. Sometimes the payments are sent separately as well. Edward applied for the EID on Tuesday. Anyone got the $1,000? Yes, they've gotten already. So there you go. If you have questions about the second stimulus package and second stimulus check, drop them in the comments below, and we'll try to get them to them tomorrow. This is one of 3 second stimulus check videos today. Coming up, the exciting great news about the ability to get PUA and unemployment assistance in the fall if you are let go again, and if you're back at work now and you're let go again, and the updates about the Main Street lending program, because Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, spoke about it today. Great news. As always, stay with LA for more.